for the past 27 years, I've personally made mistakes and watched my clients make some of the most common mistakes. And the mistakes are so common, and it's really across investors and really all investment platforms. It's the robo advisors, it's the traditional advisors, it's the cryptocurrency. I've even been seeing some of the savings apps encourage people to do the same mistakes. And so what I wanted to do today is just talk about what are some of the common mistakes people are making so that you don't make some of those mistakes too. And these mistakes are not meant to scare you. They're really about advising you and helping you understand so that you can decrease these investing mistakes and you can do better. I am Felicia Gopal, wealth coach and a wealth coach for professional, educated, and accomplished women. And I am here with a new guest who is going to be talking to you about some of these investing myths or mistakes. So keep listening so that you can hear what are some of the most common mistakes, to see if you personally recognize yourself as making some of these mistakes, and then we're going to kind of keep going. So what are some of the mistakes? So who do I have with us? I have Sophal Pettit. So she is a wife, a mother, a sister, she's also a coach. She's the co-founder of CSP Financial Group. And so what she has done is, what she's going to talk to you about is, she's going to be talking to you about some of these mistakes. She's a survivor of the Cambodian Killing Fields, and she is an advocate and somebody who is currently living her American dream, and she is an advocate for others to do the same. So Paul, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Felicia, for having me. It's a joy to be able, and a privilege to have opportunity to share with people what investing is all about.
Perfect. So I'm going to just ask you a really simple question, or maybe a not so simple question, as somebody who has been doing this for as long as you and I have both been doing it, is what makes somebody a good investor, or what makes somebody a bad investor?
That's a good question. There's no such thing as good investor or bad investor. It's just where you be informed or uninformed, and that's where it stands. And for me, when I was not informed, I look at example for about 27 years ago, actually more than 27 years ago, I invested in mutual fund, and I didn't know what mutual fund is. I just buy it for the purpose that I could save for my children's college, and realized that the fees inside that was just unbelievable. They charged me 8%, and they called their mutual fund common sense mutual funds. So there you go. That's from not being informed.
Absolutely. So I heard a couple of things in that. Is, first and foremost, you invested in something you didn't know. You didn't understand how it worked, and you didn't understand how you were being charged. So those are some of the common mistakes that you were making 20-something years ago. But if we fast forward today, people are making some of those same mistakes. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. There's the timing is no difference. People are, busy living their life, and they don't know. They just trust anybody that's selling them the hype, what they think is good, but they don't know the inside of all those investing vehicle is all about. So, that's where it lies. Either you're a good investor or not bad investor. It's not about that. It's just that you don't know, and it's come to a place where you don't know. Absolutely.
Great. So are there any top mistakes Give me the top 4 mistakes that you see people make. I know that there's probably a lot we could talk about. So,
Right.
but we only got 45 minutes. So
Exactly.
We don't have time to talk about everything. So
Yeah.
just share with me a couple of ones that you see people make all the time.
Well, the top 4 mistake, the first one I would say, a lot of people like to pick stocks. You know, they're always like, oh, this stock is good, that stock is good. Oh, like Amazon or Apple or Microsoft. Oh, they're big hot shots, you know, stock. But you don't know it's good or bad until you actually put it under, you know, MRIs that we do, you know, Felicia, you know what it is. Then they really know it's good or bad. And nobody can market timing, nobody can pick stocks, you know, nobody can track record investing. And our human behavior is the worst part. You know,
talk to me a little bit more about that human behavior piece, because I know, because I often will, you know, financial advisor to financial advisor, it sometimes drives me absolutely crazy when I put together the most brilliant financial plan and then they unwind it. So talk to me about some of these human behavior biases that people have.
Yeah, it's just, you know, that's another hindsight. They're, you know, they like to speculating with their money, but they didn't know they were speculating with their money. They just hearing, you know, some money magazine come out with some good hot shot stocks, and they'll go for that, you know, and they have no idea what's inside that vehicle that could destroy their future.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, you go to Money Magazine or you go to any of these sorts of magazines and they've got all of these things. And, you know, somehow or another, I got on the Motley Fool email list. And I know that every single day they've got a new stock for me to buy. You know, it's going to be the latest, greatest thing. And I think oftentimes, and maybe you can attest to this, do you find that people want to get the latest, greatest? Is that not true?
Yeah. People always follow the trend, and that's get them to the wrong investing, because you can't follow the trend. It's by the time you follow the trend, it's too late.
Well, that's true. That's very, very true. And and I think the other thing that I often will see is the hindsight. I wished I had, shoulda, woulda, coulda. I have a client that that wanted to get started with Starbucks when Starbucks was just getting started, or they wanted to get started with Amazon when Amazon was getting started. And the truth is, for many of them, they never did. No. And nowadays it's Tesla and there's all sorts of things, but there's all sorts of other companies that people may not have heard of that could also do really well for them.
Exactly. And in order to dive deep into that, you have to sit down with, an advisor like yourself who are very well informed with the right type of company that teach you not just about the money itself, but is what is more important than money, right?
What's more important than money? I mean, everybody's like, money runs life. I can't imagine. Talk to me about what is more important than money.
Yeah, what more important than money? You can see a lot of people who have money and they end up killing themselves. So, there's a lot of things that are more important than money, but the money is the fabrics that run through our lives. For me, money is just like a vehicle that take you from one place to the next. But you need to have the right kind of vehicle that lasts you for the long time that you live here on earth, Yeah.
So I know that you often you and I will both talk to our clients about having a true purpose for money. What does that mean?
Yeah. So, the best part to understand true purpose is everyone have different definition for true purpose. Like for me, true purpose for myself is that love for family and community. And that's, for me, it's in beginning, it was not clear at all to find the true purpose, and because I'm so driven to make money. And I thought money was just everything. I worked 2 or 3 jobs just to save money. And when I got to know my true purpose was when I went to the American Dream events. And that's when, we met Mark Matson, the Matson Money Company, who put these events up. And I felt that this company is very generous to offer people this kind of, knowledge. And that's when I truly found my true purpose for money.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember going to my first Matson event several months ago, and I found that my true purpose was to be a catalyst for economic empowerment for myself, for my family, and for my clients and the communities that I work inside. And, I've been, you and I have been in the industry for quite some time, and I think that that's kind of a different way of thinking about it, because oftentimes people come into our industry because of what it could do for them in terms of the incomes they could make, and maybe they want to help people. But I think really when you start to change and shift your thinking about not only am I in this industry for me, but I'm in it for other people, and thinking about the other people and the impact that you want to have on them, that's a different way of thinking about things.
Yeah. Well, as human nature, we always, first of all, look out for ourselves.
Absolutely.
Right. And then when we get, the best place to get farther than ourselves is that when we gain happiness. But of course, we want to secure our base to make sure that, we have the money in the right kind of vehicle, the right kind of investment, products, so that it grow and it helps support what we wanted to do, what truly we want to impact people's life. And that's true. The true joys come in when we can do that. And that's where we, I see myself able to do that. And I feel, such a peace of mind with my investment vehicle that I'm on.
Got it. Absolutely. So I know that one of the most common mistakes that people make is track record in investing, or they invest to follow a track record. What does that mean, and how does that look in people's lives?
Yeah, so they always look back in the past. And for me, I'm like, you live in the present. Why would you look in the past to for your future? And there's a good thing is like the past never like it doesn't guarantee your future results. So why would you look in the past for your investment vehicle? And the best way to do is just stay present and get connected with the right type of investor and advisor who can lead you to the right place. And I would say, Felicia, you have incredible knowledge in this field, and now you are equipped with such a powerful tool. They should come to you. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Sophal. I appreciate this. This is not the Felicia Gopal show. This is really about giving people some investing knowledge, and I do appreciate that very much. So the checks in the mail, Sophal. The checks in the mail.
They might think I'm biased, but it's the facts.
Yeah, that's why Felicia invited her in. She's going to be over there edifying Felicia, but that's not true. I'm really about exposing some of these common mistakes. So people make mistakes, whatever mistakes that they have, but is there anything that they can do to counteract that? I mean, is there an antidote to that? Is there something they should be paying attention to so that they are knowledgeable in an area that they were not formally knowledgeable in?
Yeah, first of all, we have an American Dream events that they could come that could help cure those antidote, cure their mistakes, and then help them realize their investor blind spots. And then also help them to own their own humanness, and that's probably the biggest ever. And it would help you to transform that to, to your investing experience where you like, wow, I used to make this type of mistake. And like now I really recognize it, that it is a mistake. But if you don't recognize something, you can't really know it's a mistake, you don't see that. And that's one of the humanist side of us. We have to discover that.
Absolutely. So let me just kind of have you go back for a minute. So talk to me about a bias that a person might have in terms of investing.
Yeah, like bias is they follow like they may be overconfidence. Oh, this one is a good story. I talked to a gentleman yesterday, and he older and been through many things through a company that's called A.L. William. He's worked with them for a long time and very confident. He's like know it all. He have $38 million like in cryptocurrency or some sort of, and would translate into the yin and yang products. I have no clue about that because I'm not into all over the place like that. Well, to realize that, the cryptocurrency that he have is overseas and 38 million, it could be, only 100,000 in American money, not, you don't know that. But, he just overconfidence about his knowledge. And so I was just like, wow, you have incredible knowledge and incredible skill about investing. I just want to invite you to be open to hear what Mark Mattson have to say. Mm-hmm. And you can also share your knowledge with him, see what Mark can give you feedback on that. Because obviously you have a vast knowledge in this field, and I want you to get that, and so that's where we stand. I just invite them to hear to hear from the best.
Got it. So here's the thing. So he was overconfident. He also made the mistake of having so much. Well, we don't know how much he ultimately has, right. But assuming that the money that he has in crypto is all the money he has. He's also gone against that thing that our grandmothers and mothers told us of not having all of your eggs in one basket. And we've heard of all these stories of people who lost, like he gets in an accident, so somebody hits him upside the head and he doesn't know how to get back into his crypto. We've heard those stories already.
Yeah.
And he has got so much of his, potentially so much of his wealth in something that doesn't have a track record. It doesn't have any, it just doesn't have some of the, it doesn't have some of the empirical studies.
Right. They don't even have the cryptocurrency. Don't even have a policy for you that secure that you are in the right type of investing. That could be gone tomorrow. There's no law and regulation in cryptocurrency. Right. And people are like driven into that right now. They almost thinking to fall off the cliff.
Well, it's that whole fear of losing out. If I don't get into it today, then I'm going to miss out on that opportunity, which is, again, one of those common mistakes that we see people make. Is just like that fear of missing out really just can make people do things that you and I would not agree with in any way, shape, or form.
That's their emotion, a fear of missing out. Yeah, that's really is the behavior that a lot of us fall into. And before I met Mark Mattson 12 years ago, I probably have done the same.
Yeah.
We all human, we fall into that. We need the right type of tool to help us stay in a line, in a good place where you can get peace of mind. And many people don't have that. They are right now, they're driving on the road searching for peace of mind, and And I truly believe we the only company that have those tools to offer to them. And we're not asking them to become our clients. We just say, get the education first and then you decide, how you see what screen are you on, like when I say screen, right? People are like, what is screen? Or like a deterministic screen, like a screen as a doctor. You go to school to learn to become a doctor. You study all kind of biochemistry and everything like that, right?
Right.
Just so that you can become a doctor. And then your screen, all you see is that. When somebody coming in through the ER bleeding, you know exactly what to do.
Yes.
Yeah, and for our screen, as an advisor, we train, with the right kind of tool, with the right kind of science and academia that equip us to see that. And the minute when somebody bring their portfolio to us, we already know, like, wow, what, the instruction it is that they, inside their portfolio, where other advisor doesn't have that kind of training. So, I feel in a way, I feel very blessed 12 years ago that we ran into Mark Matson Money Company, who taking a big stand right now against, all the bullies out there, when Wall Street bullies, who, or any other, investing company that's not aligned, that just out there selling the products to clients. And we're not about that. Actually, before they become our client, they go through a very vast, long, 4 week, 8 weeks process before they even become a client.
And you and I could laugh because we know that at other places that we have worked in the past, it's just like you come in, you tell us that you've got $100,000, $200,000, $1 million. We're going to invest it, probably in, as soon as you can fill out the paperwork, we're going to invest it. There isn't necessarily a process that we go through at other places that I've been that would have us help people understand and get informed. Because one of the things that we know is we have some knowledge which we can then transfer to them.
Yes.
And then there's some knowledge that they already had as they were coming through the door. And of course, part of what we want to do is close the gap. But the other thing is there's a whole vast area of stuff that they don't even know that they don't know.
Yeah, that's a human destructive circle of life. They're going through a place like, for example, explaining about like diets, right?
Yeah.
You can know all you want, and if you don't take action of doing something about it, your body is not going to change. I can tell you that example about, that's going with the investing, right? I love to eat rice. And I know eating rice is really bad for me, but I didn't do it until I actually have a bad result from a doctor and said, if I continue eating rice, too much rice, it can cause, not just weight gain, but high blood pressures and everything that come to our body.
Right.
So that doesn't create a good health for me. So I have to hear that kind of word before I'm like, okay, I need to take action, knowing that eating too much rice is bad for me. So I have to cut down, Yeah.
Absolutely. So let me just kind of step back and just ask some general questions. And this is just to kind of get into your mind and help us understand what's important about money to you. Because everybody has a different way that they would describe their relationship to money and finance. So what is important to Sophal Pettit about money?
So, what important to me is, like I share with you, money is just a tool. Yeah. The tool that get me from one place to the next, compare it to like a car, transportation, that get me from one place to the next. And I know it's important for us here because we live on a planet that spend money, right?
Yes.
So, but for example, if I go to a tribe in Africa or a tribe in like jungle in Cambodia, right? They don't know what money is. If I bring the like couple, $100,000 and give it to them, they probably use that as a toilet paper.
Okay.
But if I bring like bags of rice and bags of food, they would be more joyful for that. You see? So, what does money mean to me? Money is just a transportation. And if I, get more, I just going to be able to have a chance to give out, give it away more, and that's what is important to me choose to do the service that I do to serve the people in the community, my family, and everybody that I love.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I talk a lot about financial freedom, and a lot of the people who listen to this are really interested in financial freedom. But again, financial freedom, just like money, can mean different things to different people. So what does financial freedom mean to you, Sophal?
I love that question. Financial freedom. It's, for me, it's free to be and free to act, free to, to help people. Just feeling so free, I mean, just the word free, right? I don't take that for granted at all. I mean, it's such a hard way to get there, but when you got there, it's nobody can take that away from you. Yeah, that's my freedom, is just free to be, to serve, to to create. Yeah,
Absolutely. That's a beautiful one.
okay.
So this is kind of a fun one, I think. So is there a song that is kind of the Sophal anthem for where you are financially, or maybe the journey that you've been on? What's your song that
Oh my
describes
goodness.
Sophal?
I'm so glad you asked me that, because I listened to this song and it's like unstoppable.
I love that.
It has some good salsa in there. It's by Angie Ross. I'm like, all I hear is just unstoppable. I said, that's it. Unstoppable.
That is it. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Absolutely. So perfect. So that song appeals to you because it describes where you are, kind of, and how you feel right now.
Yeah, it just like, I believe that no matter what stage you're in, you need to thrive forward. You can't just stop there, and if you ever look at a pond of water somewhere that just stay in one place, it's become distinct, like it's smelly and stinky.
Yeah.
You want to move, you want to move, water flow, you want to move through it. And you want to be like unstoppable like water. Water go through rocks, go through any kind of formation, and water is probably the strongest form of peacefulness, and I would say that that's why my spirit is unstoppable. And no matter where I'm at in life and what's going on, I already been through hell already. So I know what hell looked like. So now my journey to heaven. I'm going to make the best of everything, and I'm not going to stop until I die.
Absolutely. Perfect.
Yeah.
So Paul, this has been tremendous. I've very much enjoyed this conversation between you and I. I know that you and I could have geeked out a little bit and really gotten into this with a lot more depth than we were able to. So is there a final comment that you would like to leave with our listeners with?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to be very truthful and honest here. I mean, get in touch with a company like us. Felicia, you're equipped with all this tool, right, to help people, to lead them to the right kind of tool that can help them, and let them decide. Let them make the right choice, the best way to get this information so that they don't get destructive investing, rather than prudently investing. So the only way is to get in touch with us, because I know there's no other company out there helping people like we do, and either you have money or have a lot of money or little money, we help you from zero to hero.
So Paul, before we wrap this up, could you just talk to us about what is the American dream for you, and tell us about the American dream experience that's coming up?
Yeah, the American dream experience, the purpose of American dream, why Mark Madsen spent 30 years to create, this of his life, to create 2 days events for us. And I'm so excited that there are people like him standing for, not just for advisor, for all the people in everywhere from all walks of life. It's to empower family to discovering their true purpose for money, by transforming their investing experience. We're leaving them with, freedom, fulfillment, and love. And that's also where you can achieve peace of mind and abundance, for your family. So, why not? It's a tool that help you to achieve that. And then getting farther than that is to help you to eliminate speculating and gambling with your money. If this is all you have, you need to come to this kind of events before you doing anything with investing.
Absolutely. So I love that, because I come from a family that believes in education. And so the fact that this company is all founded around education and we do so many educational events, I think that's outstanding. So if you, depending upon you when you are listening to this, the next American Dream experience that's being held is October 7th and 8th and the 11th. And we would love to have you join us, and you can reach out to myself or you can reach out to Sophal, and we'll definitely make sure that we take you through our procedure to get you registered, because we have procedures for just about everything, and we invite you to join us. And if you were listening to this podcast sometime in the future, just know that we do these American Dream experiences all the time. And so even if you are listening to it sometime in the future, there's probably an American Dream experience that we can get you registered for. So if this sounds like something you want to participate in, again, you can reach out to me or you can reach out to Sophal, and we'll make sure that you get registered in that. So I want to thank you all for listening to this episode of the Her Money Story podcast. To listen to more episodes like this, then you can just go to my YouTube channel, click the subscribe button, ring the bell, and choose all. That will ensure that you are notified of all the upcoming content as it's released. If you happen to be listening to an audio version of this podcast, then I invite you to leave and share a honest review on Apple, because more reviews means more awareness of the Her Money podcast. And if you want to master your money and go from feeling even a little bit of self-doubt to self-secure and ultimately in control of your destiny, then I invite you to reach out for and apply for a financial breakthrough session. And you can go and find that at chatwithfelicia.com, and we'll take you to a financial breakthrough session. All right, that is it for today. So Paul, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you sharing some of the money mistakes that you've seen, including the crypto guy. That will be a story that I will remember. The crypto guy will be a story that I will remember. And it will probably become part of my repertoire of people I talk about when I talk about money mistakes. So it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time today.
Yes, thank you for having me, and have a wonderful day.